What's going on, everybody? This is Aaron Trevino. Welcome back to our real estate and construction channel down here in the beautiful state of Texas. And we have a wonderful guest for the second time from Austin, Texas. We have Kier Simmons. How you doing today, Kier?
Doing pretty awesome. How about yourself?
I'm great. I know it's been a while since you've been back on the show, and it's a pleasure to see. And I'm excited for today's convo.
Awesome. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. I'm excited for, many different reasons. I know you're a man who wears many different hats. You are a real estate broker. You're obviously very well versed on the Austin and the Houston real estate markets, and you're also a world traveler. So I thought that was pretty cool too.
I get around. And I'm a fitness instructor. So I'm a jack of many hats.
Oh, wait, how could I forget that too? You're also in great shape. You're also a fitness instructor.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, I tried to give you a little intro there, but for those of us who aren't too familiar with you, would you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah. So I am a 29-year-old real estate broker based out of Austin, Texas, but servicing the greater Texas area. And I've been doing real estate for about going on a decade now. Been a broker for about 3 years. Been kind of focusing in the Houston, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas markets. But doing any real estate transaction I can get my hands on, as long as you're in the state of Texas, I'm going to do my best to service my clients. But with real estate, I also supplement my income with working out and doing fitness for many apartment complexes, many clients across the Austin area. And of course, I'm as you said, a world traveler. I've been to 3 out of the 7 continents. I'm going to knock off the 4th one here in the next couple of weeks. And I'm just out here trying to live my best life, as most people would say, and really kind of make the most of the last year of my 20s as I kind of cross that rainbow bridge into the 30s here in the next 2023.
There you go. Going to cross that rainbow bridge. What else is on the what's on the agenda before you hit 30?
The big 30.
Yeah.
Oh man, I would love to get a girlfriend.
Okay.
To have a girlfriend going into my 30s would be like, whoo, tie one down would be great. But until that happens, I am single as a Pringle, and I'm trying to focus on it, but not focus on it too much. I focused on it a lot in the last 2-3 years, and I think I'm just gonna try switching gears and focusing more on the work. But it's always kind of lingering in the back of my head, because who doesn't want their partner just right there?
Yeah, of course, man. Kier, I'm very biased, but I would say you're a great catch. I'm curious. Are you looking for a lady that's also in the real estate business, or?
As long as she's breathing at this point. I have no requirement for what she does for work, or what she does for in her leisure time or free time, or just anything. Like I just want someone who's just a genuine person and who can be there whenever I need them to be there. Simple as that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Austin's a great place for that. It seems like there's a pretty cool community of people that are, that are young and professional. And, obviously there's a ton of cool stuff to do. You have the outdoors, and the world's your oyster there, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, I love it though. But yeah, I guess that's a bit of a short intro on you. And I know we had spoken last time. Are you originally from the Austin area, or what really brought you to come to Austin?
Oh, I'm originally from the Houston metro area, born and raised, and then moved out into the Austin area for school. So I went to the University of Texas at Austin, and then just kind of ended up staying in the Austin area as I worked for many different companies until I started my own company in real estate. And I've just been kind of hunkering down here and just kind of riding the waves of Texas real estate in the Austin area.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I always have to ask as well, I noticed that, or obviously you told us, but a lot of what you're talking about was, kind of on the fitness side. And I think it's so cool kind of talking about that mind-body connection. Could you maybe talk a bit about maybe keeping yourself fit while also, working in real estate?
Oh yeah, I mean, what I like about real estate is that I can kind of control my own schedule, and I have the flexibility of working whenever I want to, which allows me to kind of use a lot some use my time effectively. And how I do that is by putting a lot of time towards fitness and health, because for me, your health is your wealth. We all can make, you know, as much money as we want, but if you're not in living the healthiest lifestyle that you can, then it's it's a tough. You're building all that wealth for what? for 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 half of the years you could, if you actually just paid attention to what you're putting into your body and what you're doing um, on your downtime and your leisure time, and when you're not at work. So I I tend to focus a lot on just kind of uh, getting out, being active, helping. I do a lot of fitness with elderly communities, because I'm able to kind of get in front of them and really uh, help them maintain their physical fitness as they approach the 70 and 80-year marks. And when you do that for a long enough time, you're able to kind of see that, it is important. Like there's people that have never picked up a weight in their 80 years and, struggle with it or struggle with mobility, and all because they've waited significant amounts of times without paying attention to their fitness. But they start somewhere, and that's the important thing: is that you start somewhere and you maintain the consistency that will allow you to have a healthy lifestyle. I pride myself on having a healthy lifestyle with my real estate because I make money and I live healthy. Like that's just two things that I feel like everyone should like find that balance, being healthy while making enough money to kind of have fun and travel the world. I If there's one thing that I would tell everyone to do, it's just do some cardio. Go on a walk. And if you can do a little bit more than that, then just attribute 30 minutes to the gym, because it is so important to give a little bit of your day to your physical fitness. Like it's just I if I didn't get paid to work out, I would be paying other people for me to work out. So I just happen to find myself in a unique position where I can get paid and stay fit.
No, and that's a beautiful way to look at it as well. I mean, obviously, you're taking care of yourself and you're elevating your own quality of life. And I'm curious as well, what really kind of leads you to work more with the elderly people and focusing on that longevity as opposed to just, being in the gym and pumping some iron?
Well, I mean, the elderly community is going to kind of be consistent. They're mostly retired and um, honestly use the workout classes for social hours. So they honestly will be at the gym more times than I will, all because for them, it's their entertainment for the day. While I'm yelling at them, another set, go. But I love my elderly community because they commit. When they get to that age, they are really about maintaining and progressing their fitness, because you're 5, 10, 15 years away from um, the end. And if you doing a little bit of cardio every day will add 2, 3, 4, 5 years onto that, then it's worth it. Because the number one killer of people across the board is cardiovascular disease. So knowing this and knowing that if you could just get up and just do a walk for 30 minutes and you can increase your lifespan, then why not? So doing that with them, I think not only just is me helping, giving back, but it also reminds me, to stay on top of it, because if you don't, there are consequences 80 years down the line, which I'm just not about to experience, not yet, at least.
Yeah, no, I completely get that as well. And that's a great, way to look at it, kind of that longevity aspect as well. And, maybe if you're a working professional, right? Maybe maybe you're regardless of whether you're single, you're married, have kids, whatever walk of life you're from, it can be
Mhm.
very difficult to do that. It can be difficult to eat clean, to meal prep, to even go, even just breathe and be able to walk for 30 minutes. What would you tell someone who's struggling to be able to fit that in with their real estate career as well?
It all starts with just figuring out what works for you. Everyone's a little different. Um, if I say to strive to work out or be active every day, and naturally there's going to be some days you miss, but um, the running average of like how often you're working out will tend to be on a 4 to 5 days out of the week. And once you start getting used to that, then you won't even notice, and you actually look forward to working on your fitness and consistently giving it the attention it needs. Um, it's some people really like um, activities that don't take that much mental effort, like getting on a treadmill, getting on a bike, and just going for 30 minutes. Some people like the strenuous, lifting heavy. Both activities can yield different results, but both are um, active movements that people should be engaging in. And if you're not, then it's just and if you're what I found is that people are apprehensive about their fitness because they don't know. It's a lot of naivety and ignorance surrounding what to do in the gym, and it's easier for someone to just be like, I'd rather just go sit on the couch and have a beer, or just have some snacks and watch Netflix, versus looking up a YouTube video of how to do something and trying it. Some people are shy and don't like looking stupid in front of others by trying something in the gym. So the biggest thing that probably you could do for someone who's struggling with fitness in any realm would be to just find a partner that you'd feel comfortable going out with and doing something. If you can get on a consistent basis with that partner, that'd be great. But even if it's just a 1 or 2 time deal, like getting comfortable with getting up, going out, working, doing 4 to 8 exercises, and then calling it a day and having a rest period. The partner aspect is gold when it comes to fitness, and if there was one thing I would advise someone who's new to the fitness realm is just to find someone who you can um, kind of piggyback off of a little bit while you get an understanding of what you can and should do, and then let you kind of find your own path in your fitness energy journey.
Yeah, yeah, and there's a lot to be said for that, and I think it's so cool. It's I don't want to say it's easy to be fit in Austin, but there's a lot of opportunities. You have the green belt, you have the parks and the hiking and the swimming and all these different things you can do over there.
Oh yes, Austin's a very outdoorsy place, so I enjoy uh, any time I get to go out and walk the dog, or go to the park or do some acro. Like it's a very like lively city. So yeah, and there's a lot of people out who are doing the same thing. So you never feel like you're alone in kind of your passions here if you really kind of get out of your comfort zone and try something.
That's awesome. Yeah. And that, I guess that kind of leads me to the next part. I know you mentioned how you grew up in Houston. You have a very good knowledge really all over the state, but especially Houston and Austin,
Mhm.
given that you've spent the most time there, what speaks to you about living in the city of Austin? I mean, you've obviously stuck around for a while. So what do you really like about living in Austin?
Hmm. Austin, Austin has a just great sense of music community that I just kind of like fell in love with. It we just ha- I'm still tired from the past 3 weekends of just the nonstop concerts and music and just things happening in the city. I like you can if you're bored in Austin, you're choosing to be bored because there's always something to do. We just had 2 weekends of ACL and then Formula One. So that was 3 weekends of nonstop celebrities in town, concerts, after parties, uh, just different things going on around the city. Formula One, racing, different events going on. In just the past 30 days alone, it's been so active, and so just the city's been animated, and it feels like we kind of are back to those pre-COVID days, which I feel like it's been a long time coming, and I'm enjoying it. I love the city for it, and I want to eventually be a big part in bringing uh, some live music to the city eventually.
Okay. No, I love that, especially the last part. What do could you expand on that a bit more? What do you mean bringing more of that talent to the city?
Well, though I love real estate, though it is my moneymaker, I eventually want to put most of my energies in the entertainment realm. I want to have a couple of venues around the city where uh, we can have people come and listen to live music, enjoy themselves. There's a couple ideas I have that are in the works right now, um, that I would love to get into, but probably don't. Probably a little
Hey, it's all good. It's all
from the
good.
real estate, but no, I am ultimately want to be Willy Wonka and have my various chocolate factories around the city that people just come into and have a good time, and then can be like, wow, I want to go back. Like, of course you do, because that place is awesome.
Heck
And
yeah.
I want that to be my place.
Heck yeah, I love it. And I'm curious, maybe a bit about your background. Did you kind of grow up in that environment in the entertainment business, or what do you really like about the entertainment business?
So like my dad owned a nightclub that I got to kind of be a part of growing up. And then I was a promoter in college and after college, and been involved in various uh, marketing and event planning companies. So I've just had my foot in it ever since, just kind of growing up. And uh, I feel like I I could, you know, uh, do it just as well, or if not better than some of these other people have. That's why, like, I'm throwing a Halloween party right now, and I'm kind of getting decorations and the atmosphere, and um, kind of setting right for my guests, because I enjoy the aspect of being a host, um, and having people really be impressed by what I can provide for them in an entertainment aspect.
Yeah, and I find that interesting because it almost seems like, I don't know if I can say this correctly. It almost seems like it's a lost art or a lost skill to be able to host properly and to really kind of provide that for people. What do you think it means to be a great host for people?
I mean, just paying attention to what your audience is wanting and expecting from them showing up and them being at your event or venue. It's really being in tune with um, what excites the individual and what will have them coming back for more. If you pander to the masses, you will get the masses. But if you cater to, a rich experience that certain people can appreciate, then that's who you're going to attract, and that's who I want to attract. I want to attract people that thoroughly will come into one of my, let's say, venues, and be thoroughly awestruck of what I see entertainment as and how I deliver it to my people, clients, customers.
Okay. Third time's a charm, right?
Right. So one of those words or none of them, man, but you understand what I'm going for.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's super cool. And I think it's neat how I mean, in a way, you're not only building a community, but you're also influencing a community, right? You kind of talking about, Willy Wonka, and all these kids come in and they have all these magnificent experiences in his own place, and he provides it for them.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's so cool. I can kind of see a few different parallels. You kind of creating that community and really influencing the community. So I think that's real neat.
Yeah, sorry, something just went off and I got a little distracted. Uh but yeah, the community is getting older, and seeing how the community is evolving is quite interesting, because you want it to be like how it was, but as time moves forward, it constantly evolves, and so you have to choose to evolve with it or just hold on to the past. And I'm trying to evolve. I'm trying to be an active part in what um, festivals and parties and what they're becoming in the future. Uh, because when I was growing up, I always thought that they would be like these crazy raves where like lights would be dancing around you, and uh, just the the aspect of like light and music and just vibrations would just all kind of come and uh, show off. I went to what was it? What was it? It was a museum in Austin that was really cool. I can't recall. It's like it's where like light meets art. It's gonna come to me when I'm
I
sleeping.
think I know what you're talking about.
I'm just gonna look like, oh, I remember. But it was really cool because of the way they the various artists that were in the museum kind of used light and just art to bring entertainment to people. And I've been trying to get that and bring that more into like the more the uh the entertainment realm, like the live music realm, and getting people kind of like cross between going out and going to a museum and being entertained. Like I want all that to be mixed in one, and to be like, wow, like this is new, this is different, this is the future of going out and shows and being entertained.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I guess I'm curious when you talk about, the future of going out, do you think that's more of, is it like a cultural change we're experiencing, or is it more because now, compared to a few years ago, we're now in our late 20s? Is that how it is? Or what do you mean?
Good question. Are we just getting old? Is that it?
Maybe that's what I'm trying to say, man.
um, maybe. That's a good question. I don't like thinking about that one
Yeah.
because maybe it is. Maybe as I'm getting older, I'm not seeing what people are wanting.
Mm.
I'm just going down that road for uh, just to think like what do people want? Why are people kind of choosing to go out? Is everyone looking for a mate? Are people looking to really just enjoy themselves? Are people looking to get drinks and just inebriate themselves? Like what's the reason? And I personally believe that it's like to to engage with the evening, the night, the day, whatever, whenever the event is, but to engage with them in a manner that like excites and delights and allows them to really kind of look back on that experience and be like, like worth it. However much money I just paid, worth it, because that's going to be something I remember for a long time. And I like being a part of people's memories. I want to be a part of long lasting people's memories, because I want to leave an impression that, you know, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time. So come on over.
I think that's so cool. And I think it's a neat angle you can take it as a businessman as well, kind of that entertainment angle. But at the same time, on the real estate side, you're also kind of providing, in a sense, the foundation for that experience, right? I mean, someone purchases a home, they're going to have a lot of really fond memories in there. Maybe they have a child, maybe they move in with somebody, whatever it may be. You're kind of setting the framework for a different a new chapter for them.
Yeah, yeah. It is. and it's interesting to see how some of my clients and friends like evolve in their real estate, life cycle. Uh, when after going the gauntlet with them of renting, and then finally when they finally purchase a home, and then their family starts expanding, so then they need a bigger home or need to relocate because of job and money and blah 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 blah. Like it's almost amazing just to kind of see the people just run the gauntlet on it, and um, everyone's in a different spot. Some people have a family and then buy a house. I bought a house and I don't have a family. Like there's different strokes for different folks, and to see everyone's path and through the lens of like a real estate broker, and um, like seeing people's wealth grow through their real estate. I love it. I love being a part of it. I love seeing the growth, because I've known some of these people for half my life, and to see them finally get to a point where they're purchasing something worth $500,000 or more, is a big milestone for them, and it's a milestone for me to see them do this, like to know how big of of uh, a moment this is for them. The I just had a closing the other day, and like they're good friends of mine, and I got to see them, after closing, moving in, and getting new appliances and going all this stuff, and it's really heartwarming to see how satisfied my friends are with themselves, of where they are in their lives, and them being proud about them getting to this step, and then the next step, them thinking about the next step about what's next, because the next step is buying 2 properties and then buying 3 and then 4. So it's great. Like the point of view that I have, I wouldn't trade it for anything except for building some venues and making my money that way. But honestly, most millionaires come from always have a real estate portfolio. So I'll probably always be doing real estate and helping people expand their real estate portfolios, because of how important it is for your financial future.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe someone's looking to get started, with their portfolio. Maybe they're somewhere in their 20s, maybe early 30s. What would you suggest for them to even get started here?
Buy something. Buy anything.
Yeah.
If something is not in your price range in one city, look in another city. You don't have to you don't have to live in every place that you buy, um, and you don't have to have buckets and buckets of money to make a purchase. There's ways to do it. You just have to have the right people on your team in order to get it done. And if the first person you can talk to is someone like me, a real estate broker who can kind of carve out a path for you, the second person you need to talk to is a lender, someone who has the money that you don't, and who can kind of connect fill in the gaps when it comes to the financial aspects of it. But just talking to someone who's in the industry would be the first step, so that you can gain some knowledge of what you can do. Everyone has buying power, everyone. But if you're trying to maximize that, you need to speak to a professional and see what can be done, so that you can, make the most out of your money.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot to be said for that as well. And I'm curious, about you as well. I know in the beginning of the show, we talked a bit about, you traveling the world. You've been to a few different continents. You have a few big plans coming up as well.
Mhm.
Can you maybe talk about the flexibility? Is it mostly because of your real estate career, or how are you able to just take time off to be able to go and enjoy yourself?
Because yeah, you could say it's because of it. I mean, I feel like when you get into a point in your life where you decide to be in control of your schedule, uh, then you can decide whatever you want to do. It for me, I don't have to ask anyone to go on vacation. I don't have just a maximum of 2 weeks a year for a vacation. Um, I I go when I feel like I want to go and that I need to get away. And I tell my clients and I tell my workout people like, hey, I'm out. Being a 1099 independent contractor has its merits, right? Had its had its faults, for taxes and if you don't kill anything, you don't eat type of thing. But it definitely allows you a certain control over your life that I've found to be uh, a great aspect for my happiness in my later half of my 20s.
That's awesome, and there's a lot to be said for that. It's cool, being able to see you kind of, I guess, see the fruits of your labor, right? Really, just kind of seeing a lot of that work you put in, and being able to
Mhm.
do something like that. And it sounds like you're going to South America pretty soon, aren't you?
Yep, going to Brazil just to check it out. I've never been to that side of the world, so that will be exciting, and I'm really hoping I make it back in one piece.
Well, I hope so. I hope you do make it because you have a lot of work to do in the entertainment and real estate business, right?
Yep, yep. Got to make waves here, so I got
Yeah.
to have my fun and get back here and get things sold.
Okay, very cool. Well, I know that, maybe we talked about on the previous show, but for those of us who aren't too familiar with it, could you kind of describe, what exactly your services are and what you offer to people, not only in Austin, but across Texas?
Right. So, being a real estate broker, my main responsibility is to be a service to my client, like a fiduciary. I need to make sure that my client is making the best moves for themselves. So whether that is um, finding them the right property or giving them advice over what to do with current property that they have, uh, or what things are valued at. Like it's my job to make sure that whatever you have, if you're trying to get rid of it, you're maximizing the value of it. Or if you're trying to buy something, you're not only successfully acquiring it, but you're acquiring it at a dollar amount that you're satisfied with. So I am the negotiator. I am the person who gets the buyer and the seller to the table and gets the deal done. I'm the person who finds properties um, on the market, off the market. I'm your person that manages over your properties when you have them, if you're renting or if you need some property management. We do that as well. I get the investors what they're looking for. I identify opportunities that I feel are worthwhile, and I allow those who are seeking to take advantage of those opportunities to engage in them. I do renting, I do buying and selling, I do investing, I do property management. The scope of my real estate brokerage is wide, because I do want to provide a one-stop shop for my clients. If there's anything you need as in the real estate realm, talk to me about it. If I don't know, I'm going to be upfront about it, but I'm also going to learn about it, and I'm also going to go and talk to other professionals and kind of make sure that whatever I lack in my knowledge of, I gain for you, my client, and kind of get you to where you need to be, whatever your financial real estate needs are. On your team, and I'm gonna make sure you get there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said, Kier. Well, is there anything you haven't said for us, that you'd really just like to hit home?
Yes, for a lot of people who are looking to purchase relatively soon, I would let you know that if you are kind of really close to making that decision, to maybe kind of hold off for a little bit because of the whole student aid that's happening, or if you do have student aid loans, um, like and you're about to make a purchase, probably wait until those get cleared so that your debt to income ratio changes and for the better and you have more purchasing power. That way when you go to make your purchase, you can do so in the best position that you possibly can. We're in that kind of window where the government is helping us out. But if you want to maximize the benefit of what they're doing, wait until after the loans have been forgiven. That way, when you look at your lenders, or when your lenders look at you, you look that much better for your next purchase.
Yeah, no, and that's definitely some great insight, not only for people in Austin and Texas in general, but really across the country that'll have to deal with that.
Yeah. It's a blessing that we're able to get this forgiveness. So I want to make sure people are able to use it effectively. Not everyone's going to get 20K or 10K, but for those that are, that's a big help, and can be a giant step towards being able to make your next real estate purchase or investment.
Sure. Absolutely, Kier. There's some great insight there. I've learned a lot about, kind of your aspirations in the entertainment business. You obviously working in Austin real estate. Maybe we want to connect with you. We're in Austin, in another part of Texas, another part of the country. Where can we find you?
You can find me anywhere.
At the gym.
Yeah, at the gym for sure. But Austin, Houston, San Antonio, that's kind of where I'm at a lot of the time. I'll go to Dallas, or I'll go to the Valley for any business that exists out there. So if you're in any one of those places, or in between those places, give me a call, and we can go out there and see what needs to be done in regards to real estate.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Well, like I mentioned before, it's been great to kind of hear a bit more about, your aspirations with the entertainment business, real estate, and what you do. And of course, being world travelers. So, thank you again for coming on the show, Kier.
Of course.
We'll talk to you later.
Awesome. Thanks, man.